If we went down, we had a failed test at the 50-day moving average. There were several key trend lines also starting to work together right along where the 50-day moving average was as well. So, we had a very significant level of technical support, right around that 6650, 6675 level just this past week. So seeing the market hold at that level, successfully test it, rally above it, and now, clearly we've bounced off of that level into this week's of trading as well. So, we've continued to extend the gains, bouncing off of that level from last Friday, up pretty nicely on the week thus far. A lot of that, is tied in getting a catalyst of seemingly that the government shutdown is going to be over, going to, start getting people back to work, get businesses going, airlines, all the things you've heard so much about. It's really starting to become a bit of a market story because it was starting to extend on for so long. So, seemingly that bit of uncertainty is going to be getting dealt with in the next couple of days. That's how the market's interpreting it. So, it's starting to price that in, and stocks are starting to see that as a bit of a tailwind now that that's being removed. So, getting that positive catalyst, that's really what's kind of helped to, see the market get a little bit of a boost from here. But just want to go ahead and point that out that, we have seen a very, very significant, just another opportunity where bulls step back into the market, came in, had a pretty, substantial pullback, from those highs of later in October, pulled back. And since we had that successful test of the 50-day moving average, that to me, and what we're seeing here at our team, is saying that, we may or may not be out of the woods yet. We could go down and retest that 50-day once again in some of those key support lines. But the fact that we did have a successful test, it held, and we've rallied so substantially off of it, that likely, what that is suggesting to us is that we're likely, just having seen just a, typical garden variety pullback in the context of a larger bull market. And now we're starting to rally. So, seeing that, just kind of standard garden variety pullback instead of, a larger correction or breakdown or reversal of the trend or anything like that. So really encouraging what we're seeing on the charts here at the index level. Also, too, you're seeing that reciprocated as well in the volatility index, or the VIX.